Hi, my name's Katherine. Welcome to Starlight Garden. Anybody ever had a crush on a gourd before? No? Just me? Alright. Today I threw together this blue cottagecore look because Georgia went blue, y'all. Welcome to my little tiny farm inside the big city. Have you ever dreamt of escaping to the country, of living a simpler life, maybe selling all your things and starting over and moving to a tiny house off the grid somewhere? I've dreamt about those things too. And I've had this kind of farm fantasy, this cottagecore life in my mind based on, I don't know, Little House on the Prairie, Martha Stewart, a little bit of Nigella Lawson and Jamie Oliver too. And I live in Atlanta. I live in a great big city. I can't afford to move and I don't know anything about farming. So I decided to do an experiment. Before my husband and I packed up and left the city and all of our friends and our family and our homeschooling resources behind, I thought, let's experiment with growing what we can grow and living the simple life right where we are. Is a small 30 by 35 foot plot in southeast Atlanta that I started about 1 year ago. I call it Starlight Garden. It's a tiny farm for medicinal plants and heirloom vegetables. Come check out what I've got growing. We're right at the time where I have some end of summer things, and I also have a few winter things getting started. There's my watering system. That's one of the things in real life that isn't that cottagecore. Because, like, in a cottagecore video, I would be out here watering this whole thing with a teeny tiny antique watering can, and in real life it actually takes both of these barrels of water to water this whole place, and they run out and I have to haul gallons and gallons of water in my wheelbarrow from my hose back at home, since we are not on city water at Starlight Garden. Not yet. Hey girls. This wood chip pile is full of baby snakes. That's the really not so cottagecore aspect of life right now. It is snake season in Georgia, and every time I shovel wood chips to refresh the paths, I get a wheelbarrow full of tiny baby snakes. Luckily, beneficial snakes, I think, but I don't know that much about snakes. This is my first snake season. They just have not ever wanted to be in my yard garden the way that they want to be over here on the tiny farm. Maybe we'll see one today. I kind of hope not. The first gourd is starting to lighten in color a little bit. And that one might survive. My other one, my love, is still so green, I'm worried that she's not going to be ready. by the time frost gets here. I heard that if you pick them when they're too green, they just rot, that they don't dry. She's bigger than my head now. Does she need a name? Oh, gorgeous. Here's something that in my life that is a bit cottagecore. Herbs. Lots and lots of herbs. Sage, peppermint or spearmint, and lemon balm. These make great teas. They're good for bath products, and they have medicinal purposes. Also, I love a good gnome. The eggplants are still going strong. The only thing is that we learned that we really don't like eggplant that much now that we have tons of them to eat every week. And we tried them a bunch of different ways, but I love veggies, but eggplant is just kind of too smushy to me, and sometimes it's a little bitter. Oh well. This bed that had the red okra, I've now got garlic. A different bed than I did my garlic in last year. And I've got some more lettuce, a gift from my mom, growing in pots. Last year's oregano has gotten huge. The lavender hyssop has gone to seed. It still smells amazing, but no more beautiful purple flowers. This bed last year was not, the soil just was not mature enough. This was free soil from the county, and I loved that it was free, but unfortunately it had a lot of raw wood trimmings and things that hadn't composted very long, so nothing wanted to grow in this bed very much. I have planted clover seed. That's what you see coming up here. It's going to be a great cover crop to keep weeds from coming up in this bed while it decomposes a little more and gets more inviting to worms and things. I added some soil amendments, some blood and bone meal, some black cow compost, and then the clover seed went in. And the clover is going to act as a green compost, and its roots are going to hold everything together and help this soil go from being a pile of loose parts into a living unit that has a mycology and an ecology all of its own. Right now, it's just a pile and nothing wanted to grow there. Cottagecore. Insect damage. Somebody's been eating my greens. You never see anything getting chewed on by bugs or slugs in cottagecore videos, but it happens all the time in real life, and it's really hard to decide what to do about it. I don't put chemicals on anything, but I do sometimes have to pick off and smash bugs. I also have tried different deterrents and powders and scented things to try to keep bugs away. Mostly companion plants, putting plants around that are okay for the bugs to eat. That's kind of what works, but it's really hard. Do you kill the critters that are eating your garden? Do you protect the pollinators? Do you get to eat the food, or do caterpillars get to eat all your food? It's not a very cottagecore decision to have to make. I don't think cottagecore is that practical for hooping or farming.